Team's free throw shooting mode. He's at 25%, believe it or not.
You know, I say
he can't release. I'm not surprised.
Well, beginning of the preseason, I think it was last year, and they were forced to play him. And well, I remember being very impressed. Phillips, as he's trying to go to a hoop and had a clear shot at it, and dipsy-dooed himself out of a two.
Well, again, it's clear that the coach, you know, at some point in the last 3 or 4 minutes have told them, hey, guys, it's all perimeter. You've got to take it to the basket because they've been doing that since then. But
Phillips, they are up challenging whoever's got the ball. 2:43 to go. The Wizards maintaining their lead. Celtics offense very poor here in the second. It's 49-36. We'll be back
2 weeks from tonight as they face their longtime rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. Dave Shea and Andy Brinkley will bring you all the exciting action from Montreal, Canada on Wednesday, January 21st as the Bruins face off against the Canadiens. Game time is 7:30 right here on UPN 38.
So Whitney snuggles that one through, and the Celtics, who have scored precious few points here in the second quarter, trail 51-36. And they're trying to find some kind of offensive spark right now. Liddell Eccles has come in for the Wizards. Mercer finds Walker. He's surrounded, does get it away, and Walker now has 18 first-half points.
And as is normally the case, is literally carrying the offensive load for the C's. So 2 or 3 more guys simply have to step up and give them a little help.
Nobody else with a Boston uniform on has more than 5, and that's Dana Barros. Second foul on Mercer.
Liddell Eccles. This is his 3rd stint with Washington, believe it or not. They took him in a second round in 1988, and I tell you, he looked like a heck of a find as a second-round pick then. Big, strong, powerful, aggressive 6'5" two-guard, but somehow finds a way to self-destruct. But he's got some skills.
He got hurt, Coos. He was seriously injured. I think a knee reconstruction at one point in the back. Until then, he was a force.
Yeah, he looked awfully good when they first picked him up.
Mercer now working on Eccles. Eccles spins him, and Mercer lofts it. The Celtics have scored only 15 points here, and those have been of recent vintage as we are under a minute and a half.
Just barely beat the clock that time as the Celtics did a good job in the backcourt. Looks like a steal. Momentarily it is.
And Liddell Eccles did all he could to try and keep that in play for the Wizards.
Patino extending his defense, trying to take advantage of these subs that Bernie Bickerstaff has in there at the moment. There's Phillips got stripped earlier in the game, but by Weber, who has a longer reach and is every bit as quick as the 6-foot Whitney. That time Whitney came across his body and created contact.
Phillips has yet to score. And Bernie Bickerstaff is showing all his troops some minutes as Tim Legler will get some time. And Ham will sit down.
Legler's a kid who's coming off an ACL, just getting back into action. He's the best shooter that they've ever had on this team from the field. He's averaged like 49, almost 50% with the Wizards.
spins away from the double team. And that will be a double dribble. So the trap never fully developed, but Whitney lost his dribble.
And the C's are able to exploit the Washington subs here. It'd be nice to cut it down to single digits going into the locker room. Again, Tommy, you notice the ball. Billups has got the ball on the floor when Mercer pops to the corner, and by the time he picks up his dribble and finds him, the defender is back in position, so it does affect the timing.
Call a foul on Billups. And it'll be well, the Celtics are over the limit, but it was a two-shot foul because the ball hadn't been inbounded yet. Rick Pitino. Well, you see Chauncey Billups talking to Clark, the official, Jimmy Clark.
Hey, a little lobbying, never hurt.
Talk nice to the officials. Big guys never get a chance to talk to the officials because they're always out on the perimeter. Dana Barris will come in and take over for Chauncey, and Cappuccini will give Weber a blow. Chris Weber. Double Daner, and he turns the corner on them. Lets it out. Here's Bowen to the hoop. That brings it. Had an angle on it, and Wallace over everybody. I'll tell you, he wouldn't be a bad play for the Celtics to think about. Offensive foul called on.
And that was generally the result. Out of control. Great penetration, but then, you know, no second gear. Wasn't able to put the brakes on. It would knock people down as he just did there. There's the Bowen strong move for the basket. And Wallace, as Tommy said, going up over everyone.
Well, that last foul on Eccles, who smiled to his coach. 2-second difference game in shot clock.
Here comes the trap. Who's open?
Mercer. No. And Mercer from the field is having his difficulties. 3 for 11. And he's got his shots tonight.
Yeah, but it's the type of shot as much as the accuracy of it that he's taking tonight.
Wizards do get that one off, and they have done a masterful job here in the first half as Boston has shot 37% while Washington has shot 60% in this first half. The score, the Wizards 55, the Celtics 42. You know, has got this team, as per usual, scrapping in that third quarter. Their offense was a little bit better, but the Wizards were equal to the challenge. Strickland back in. Back out again. They say he stepped out of bounds.
And the Celts do it again with a late fourth quarter surge. And they start off on the right foot with a careless turnover on the part of Strickland.
Mercer now looking inside of Walker. Murray's got him. They go over the top. Walker, a nice pass from Knight.
That's nice.
82-74.
They were fronting up. They swung it to the top, and the big center laid it in there for Walker.
31 for Walker. Strickland slices through. Got a great pass, heading to the hoop. Back up to 10. Mercer. That ought to be goaltending, and it is.
Wallace, the leaper. When you're a leaper, you have an obligation to go anything that's in the air, after anything that's in the air. There's Mercer, hangs, gets a good look at it. The rest is up to Wallace as he swats it out of there, but too late.
Phillips up tight on him. And go to Weber, and he's challenged, and foul will be on Travis Knight. And Grant. Bobby Grant in. And Weber at the line will get 2.
Bobby Grant, who's been a good, solid player in this league for 9 years. This is his 10th season. Was a 12th pick in the draft in '88.
And Purvis in for Travis. As Rick Pitino was working all the centers in this game. Comes up with the free throw miss. Strickland back out to Murray.
Doesn't need any room.
Give him an inch.
Doesn't want any room. Wants the slightest bit of daylight.
And Celtics will go with a time. Washington up 12. We'll be back.
Job offensively in that third quarter, 42%, but they're still allowing Washington at that 58 number, and that's a little excessive, I'm afraid. They only shoot it at 45 for the season.
Strickland now works his way into the paint, and he's challenged by Chauncey. Picked up by Phillips. Make it Bowen. Walker now, a little floater though. Picked off the floor by Whitney. It'll be a 3-on-1.
Here they come, showtime. Boy, you could see that one developing.
And Purvis is down and aching. And the Celtics will be forced to a timeout.
Holding on to his right. I don't know whether it's his ankle or a little above the ankle. Purvis has got to be the most hard luck forward in the league. Well, we don't see the looks like he stepped on someone's foot. Strickland just drops it for a driving Weber.
You know, you used to do this so well when you bring it up and you read 3 defenders back, and there's where most of the middle guys, the guys handling the break, don't do. They look to see where their teammates are instead of reading what the defense is. As soon as he saw 3 guys, he waited for the 4th guy to come up. He was wide open.
Part of it is what he did with the ball. You got to understand, when you get the ball from 15 feet in, whatever you do with it when you're a Strickland, an effective point guard, is going to move the defenders. That time he drew them all in, just opened up, stepped out of the way, and let that trailer come through. He'd done all the work for Weber at that point. All Weber had to do was slam it.
Well, he went to the locker room, Purvis. Here's Chauncey, no. Back in. Weber takes it away from Grant. So the Wizards have it back up to 14, but don't go win. Strickland turns the corner. Off of Grant, but they say it'll be Wizards ball. Weber coming alive now as 26. Walker, little hook, and Grant takes it away from Bowen.
Yeah, he never got his feet in rhythm with what the rest of his body was doing. He kind of shot it off both feet. He didn't have the thrust he needed off the opposite foot. That's unusual for
Bowen. Nice defense that time. Here comes Phillips. Gives it to Walker.
Good job.
Behind the bag, stayed on the floor and read the defense.
Good job by Chauncey that time. Good decision not to take it up. Grant was with him. He's a 6'9" defensive forward. He would have probably eaten the ball. He just drew the defender to him and then laid it behind his back. Good job.
Strickland will find Whitney right into the shot. Boy, and the fans thought that one was through.
Washington defense, Tommy, getting pretty lax. They figure they've got to put away. Good opportunity if the Seals can just tighten up defensively here for a while.
Now Walker another
some ground, you know.
Walker another bing bang boom, and the foul will be here on Phillips. You know, and we have a very, very important dignitary in the world of basketball, David Falk, who is sitting right at midcourt watching his client, Antoine Walker, outdistance. There he is, right at your screen. The fellow with the shine on his head.
The balding gentleman.
Yes.
I had the opportunity to play golf with David at Crosby this year. He's a beginner.
And Boomer Esiason, I think, was also there.
Takes it very seriously. Not as seriously as he takes his agenting. Probably the most powerful agent in the league, right?
Boomer to the left. He's the blonde-headed fellow. And David Falk to the right of your screen.
Boomer doesn't have as many clients, though.
No.
But he sure has done a job in Cincinnati since coming out of retirement.
Phillips, nice hit. And Walter is fouled. Great play by Phillips that time.
It is. There's the Chauncey penetration. Draws the defender, lays it down, catches Waller a little by surprise. Waller has had a very quiet night for you, Waller McCarty fan club members. But it'd be nice if he developed a warm-tempered hand here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can join the Walter fan club after every game. All you got to do is walk to the front room, open the window, and scream to the world, "I love Walter."
I'll be there. Does it count for car windows?
We've just been told Purvis sprained his right ankle and will not return.
That's too bad. Chauncey had a decision to make whether they let that orange shot go out of bounds. Usually we're told, hey, if you can save it, save it. And that's the option he went for, and it hit the line simultaneously.
Howard back out to Murray.
What a beautiful stroke. It's a shame it's not from someone in a green uniform, but that is a pretty stroke.
Celtics will call time. Washington does not look that tired, at least right now. We'll be back. Celtics down 12. Whitney gets it up to Rod Strickland and leaves it for Weber, who finishes with the Showtime dunk. Congratulations from Dunkin' Donuts, home of the original dunk. And the foul will be on Howard. Non-shooting foul.
Weber in foul trouble. They have switched Howard over to him, and Celtics immediately trying to take advantage of that matchup.
First foul on Howard. Bowen off the pick. Here comes Walter.
See, here's what I'm
can't find
about,
anybody. Yeah,
he's dribbling, see, and these guys are coming off these picks on either side, but you can't do both. You can't dribble and be ready. He's got to time that better.
And the foul will be on Howard.
I don't know if we can show that, but there's Bernie Bickerstaff saying we're not going to blow it this quarter. See, here they come. That time he backed away from it.
Bowen on the nice bounce pass that got through the defense. 95-85. Coming up to 6 minutes left in the game. Rainey brings it up against McCarty.
Now, there's still plenty of time for the Celtics offensively to get the job done, but they simply have to tighten up defensively. And keep it out of Murray's hands.
Well, that was the first miss by Murray. He was 6 for 6 prior to that. And the foul will be on Cheney, and that'll put Walker at the line for 2.
Bernie just getting a little concerned now. He was sitting back for most of the second half as Washington held a comfortable lead throughout.
Walker going for his 37th point of the ball game. And David Falk is just
eating it up,
drooling over there. They made him calm, but he's drooling. Take my word for it. And Murray goes to the bench as they bring in 2 point guards. Andrew. Bowen left alone. No. Andrew high.
Jim Clark catches Antoine with a loose ball foul.
Where did that come from?
There's wide open Bowen. Gets the back rim. The clerk keeping it alive. Don't see Antoine in the picture, but it's his 4th foul, or possibly 5th.
Howard will swing it, and Cheney buries that. So good ball movement against the half-court pressure defense of the Celtics. Productive now for the Wizard. Here comes Phillips. No, the clerk. And hit from behind by Weber. That'll be 5 on Weber.